Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Nottingham Forest Career Mode. This is episode number 26 now, I believe, something along those lines, 27, one of the two. But it is also going to be one of the last episodes of Season 2 of this thing. So far, we've made it quite a length, has to be said. We've almost made it through an entire season in much shorter time than what it took us to get through the first season, which is good news to say the least. Anyway, as we head into the last set of games, you do see 29 in the corner. Pay no attention to that. I totally didn't do the first match of the episode and then do this because I forgot. But, blah, blah, blah. Not focusing on that. We're going to go through a squad report. We're going to go through the team, their growth, and my overall opinion on the players before we head into these last few sections of the season. I also want to point out that the last two games of the season will take up the last episode of this season, and they will be live commentary, because as it currently stands, the season is too close to call, and with the chance of us winning it that is there, we could have, there's a chance that, if we're going to do it, why not do a live reaction? It didn't work out last season, probably won't work out this season either, but let's start. I gotta try and get through this quickly because there's still four games to this episode. We're going to start things off. Here's well in Route 3. He's only gone up 2 this season, and over these last few games as well, as someone in the comments pointed out, he's been playing a lot more shit. He's been playing worse than what he should be. He's had more clean sheets than what he hasn't had clean sheets, but at the same time, I don't know. It's just not what I'd expect from him. I'd expect much better. But nevertheless, he has had a good season. His first season was better, and I hope next season he finds that form that he found in the Championship. Focus on Pereira. This is, this entire defensive line that you're going to see here, a lot of it needs fixing. The game we have against Palace is where you're going to see, taught me, and I think a lot of the seasons taught me that our defense is weak. We need to make a lot of signings, and that's going to be where a lot of work is going to be done. Bringing in people. Doucouré is still going to be an important thing to our team, but more high 70s, possibly even low 80s players. Something along those lines to make us actually look like we're a team who can make a threat for that championship. So there's Doucouré. He's gone up 5. He's had a great season. Lamb's only gone up 2, unfortunately. Our youth left back's gone up 6, and I've had a great time playing him. As you can see, he's almost played more than the majority of centre-backs, so I'm happy with that. I'm deciding now this is how I'm going to sort it out. So you can go through it. Blah, blah, blah. Delict's gone up 3 at least, so he's having a good time. Miazga, I think he has played the most games of any centre-back, of any defenders. So that, no, he hasn't. Wait. He's played 24. He's played 23. Okay, there you go. He's played almost as many, but he's having a good time as well, and I'm enjoying using him. Diawara has been solid for us on loan. I'm happy we've had him. He's there to fill in the gaps, especially since El Nene's been out and he's been injured. Thankfully, as you can see, he's on his way back. Villalba's had a good season. I gotta say, that brace that he scored against Brighton kind of put faith in me, and I'm looking at those stats. They're not the greatest, but Villalba has put in a good effort on the pitch, so that gives me, more confidence heading forward to use him. Lance Cox, who's the youth guy we brought in, I think he's going to need some time before he really advances, but, provide however many seasons we do this career, you could see him making a big appearance, making a big name as time goes on. Grojic has had another incredible season, and it's, he's gone up 3 ratings. He's been phenomenal. I'm going to leave Lansbury for last because that's just what you do. Ben Osborne, he's been phenomenal as well. I've adored using Ben Osborne this season, and he just always does well. He always is just that player that, I may not give him enough credit for what it's worth, but he does the job, and I'm always glad that he's on the pitch. Daily Sinkgraven, another solid signing. Could have been better. Like in other careers I've used him in, he's been better, but he's done well. He's worth more than what we brought him in for already, and I'm hoping for a better season out of him next season as well. Basa Sikoglu, I kind of swept under the radar. He was a signing who was kind of overdone by the signing of Villalba, but he's once again another great player, and I'm hoping for more out of him next season. I'm going to go through these two before I get to him. Both these guys have had awful seasons. Asamoah season has been dreadful. Bentner, and as much as I hate to say this, is going at the end of this season, or at the start of next season, whatever. I'm going to try and chuck him in a trade deal or just have him transferred away. He's just not been the player that he was last season. Same goes for Asamoah, because you look at it there, between them, they've played 40 games and managed 6 goals. In 8 games, Locadia has managed 5. So he's just better in every single way, and I've had a great time using Locadia. And I can't wait to use him next season as well. He is just a bulk up front. You do not want to mess with that man. Then Bergwijn, another great season for him. Again, you know, him and Osborne have been going for that top spot. And it's really tough to decide because both those guys are very, very solid players. And that's all I can really say. But we head into the man of Nottingham Forest, Henry Lansbury, the best player of the season. He does it he did it last season and he did it this season. When we first joined this team, my entire focus was on Kasami and Bentner and Osborne because they were incredible. Lansbury is phenomenal. I am saying this now. His rating may not be that good. His age may not be that good. But if you have him if you want a great midfielder for your team on career mode who can play cam, centre mid and CDM, Henry Lansbury's your go-to guy. This guy is out of this world amazing on this game and just player of the season by far in my honest opinion. I couldn't have asked for a better season out of him, and if he carries this into next season, we've got our man. We've got the man that I just never want to sell. So, you know, It's been a good season. It's been a really good season, to say the least. I hope we can end it on a high. If we could win the Premier League, that would be phenomenal. But I am starting to see some crack showing, and I'm not too sure if we're going to be able to pull it off. But anyway, I'm going to take you back now take you to future me to do a game that I just did. That confuses me. Anyway, faggot. Cheers, babe. Mwah! Right, now we are going to go focus on our games. Yes, we have Nottingham Forest against Crystal Palace. Fuck, I'm joking. The game that we were supposed to have, the game that I played before I actually did the score report. So that clearly shows how on time I am with this and how very, very skilled I am at, actually knowing when to do stuff. But as you've seen, this is actually an important game. If you saw the table in the last episode, Palace are in 5th. We're in 1st, but they're only 4 points behind us. So if they win this game, they are breathing right down our necks. And because we are getting closer and closer to the end of the season now, and they start things off great. Davy Klaassen, don't know when he signed for Palace, but he put in an absolute stunner to give them the lead very early on here. Klaassen, I think that was his 6th on the season. And you can see why Palace are in 5th place. Look at that, just obliterated the defence there. They had no idea Klaassen was there. And if not, probably would have fallen to Benteke and would have been a goal anyway. Well, and Ruther, not that much you could do there. Rocket shot, fair play to give him the lead. 10 minutes later, they're trying again here. We tried to stop their attack, but it goes right back to them. They're following the attack again. Davy Klaassen once again. And it's 2-0. This one, a little bit more blame can be pinned on Wellenreuther. I'd expect better from him in this situation, as you're going to see now. It's a nice pass into him. Doucouré should actually do something there. To be fair, I forgot to press circle and tackle him. But Wellenreuther just does not make himself, a wide target. Make himself, doesn't try and spread himself out to just close the gap in the goal. He just doesn't do anything, and no wonder Klaassen put that in with such ease. We move on now. It's Locadia on the ball. He gets two-footed from behind, basically, by Martin Kelly. You know what this is going to be. Heading towards up to Kelly. Red card has to be it. You're going to see in the replay why now. It was a blatant red card. And and the referee's just like, oh, get out of here. But Locadia's making that run. He makes the turn just at the right time. And look at that. It is basically a 2-foot from behind. His knee takes him down as well. Lansbury steps up. He's had difficulty to the spot, but not on this occasion. The club's top goal scorer nets another one. His 6th on the season as well. And Henry Lansbury is doing a solid job. I just called him the best player of the season, and he's showing why. Another goal to his tally. Another goal from the spot. And once again, the comeback could be on for us. We've done it before. We've done it in the past with this team. We can do it again here. We're going to move on. It's the start of the second half. Lansbury there plays it in. Groyich with an absolute world of control there before knocking in the back of the net to give us the 2-2. The comeback there was on, and within minutes of it, the second half started, we put it home almost as quickly as they scored against us. Watch this. You see the ball played. Lansbury headers it. Look at that flick there. Sticks his foot out, takes a risk, and it pays off, and Groich then knocks in with his left. I believe this one was for his 3rd goal of the season. So great job there by Groich and Lansbury, and Basisakoglu for starting the attack. Locadia then over the top, set up to Groich, who knocks it in. It's 3-2. What a comeback. To be fair, in a short amount of time as well. The hour mark hasn't hit, so within basically 15 minutes, it's gone from 2-0 to 3-2 for us. Groich again, a CDM in that position, runs up and puts that one home. Look at this. He sees the run, he sees the gap, and just takes him takes the opportunity, knocks it past Mandanda, his 4th of the season, a brace for him in this game. That's a lovely shot as well for someone of his a centre defensive mid, but they were not happy. Klaassen looks for his hat-trick here, but he is denied by Wellenreuther. A great save by Wellenreuther, who after conceding those 2 goals just got better and better, and thankfully we were able to hold on for a 3-2 win over one of the biggest challenges of the season, really. One of the biggest threats for our title. So that was a big situation, to say the least. I'm very glad we walked away with the 3 points. That gave me a little bit more faith, because we have 2 tough games after this game against Watford, Man City and Arsenal. So I knew we were going to need, we were going to need that win. We were going to need whatever we could take. 3 points, another 3 points from this game. It means we're in safe hands ahead of the trip to, to the biggest teams in the Premier League. As you can see, though, Watford decided to do something about that. Ducoré apparently signed for Watford for this game, but we equalise it up there with Bergwijn. Things are looking good. Now Okaka decides, let's make it 2-1. Not looking that promising, and we might lose to a team that is, to be fair, if memory serves me correct, battling in the relegation zone. Yeah, unfortunately we do. It's a 2-1 loss there, and not very happy about that one at all. That is a bad loss on the record, but now we have to move on. Man City here at the Etihad Stadium, a very scary area to play, but as you can see, Man City themselves have had a pretty bad season. They're down in 10th, so it's a season they're going to want to forget, and it's a season, of course, we're going to remember, with us sitting still in, were we still in first? Yeah, we were still in first place. But I believe Liverpool are breathing down our necks at this point. You see there on the bench, Iheanacho, Yaya Toure. I still don't get why big teams are benching some of their better players, but then again, they were playing Aguero up front, so it makes sense. The lineup here, as you can see, majority of it is the same as the one that we played against Crystal Palace, so we were hoping for a result similar to that one, but you're going to see this was a very tough game. This, to be fair, was one of our better chances of the game. Miazga's header, unfortunately, just goes over the bar. Watch this now on the replay. It's a great cross in, and look at that. Gets a real good knock on it with his head, but unfortunately it goes over the bar. Now we have Man City being Man City, passing play all around, and of all people, Zabaleta runs in to get that one, to knock it in the back of the net. 25 minutes into the game, and the captain for Man City scores a goal for them. I believe it was only his 2nd of the season as well. But you're going to see just how good Man City are here. They're just able to pass it around us. The defense, the coverage was just not there that we needed, and it gave Zabaleta, watch us now, you're going to see we are spread thick, and then we just get spread thin. No one's there to try and stop the challenge. Miazga's running towards, I think that was David Silva, when he should have been trying to cover or mark even Pablo Zabaleta, so that was very annoying. Now, however, we have some bad news. Jurgen Locadia suffers an injury from the replay you're about to see, and it turned out from this replay, as you're going to see now, from running into, I think it was Otamendi, he dislocated his shoulder and he's out for the rest of the season, meaning our star-studded striker is not going to be here when we need him most, when our league is coming to an end and when we have a chance of winning the title. But right now, of course, obviously it's not going to happen. If results like this keep on occurring. Another loss here. Man City were the better team though, and we just couldn't get past them, to be fair. But now, finish off the episode, back to the Forest Park Stadium, or City Ground, to take on Arsenal. Important game here, because at this moment in time, Liverpool had leapfrogged us in the table. They were in second. They were in first. We were in second, and we were just about hanging on to second as well. Arsenal, thankfully, I think are down in 7th, so obviously they haven't had a great season either. But with a defense like that, and especially with Jan Oblak in goals, you'd expect them to be having a much better time out up front. But for some reason, they have Simone Zaza. That is probably one of the worst signings you could ever make as a West Ham fan. But Assam Malonga here returns to his old form early on. Lansbury plays in the assist, and Assam Malonga just wallops this goal into the back of the net, as you're about to see. Pay attention to this now on the replay. It is hit with so much power. No wonder Oblak couldn't get to it. Look at this. Just launches off his boot. And even with his slow down, the speed that it hits the back of the net with, no surprise, that one was going in. Assam Malonga's, I think that was his 4th or 5th in the season. And then that was, we had the early lead. Oh, Arsenal, though, as you could tell, they were trying to take that away from us. We're trying to get it back to a tie game. Then Grojic, he's had a great episode so far. He almost got it past Oblak, but he couldn't, unfortunately. But it didn't matter, because we held on and beat Arsenal 1-0. It was a dull affair after that goal. The second half had nothing special going for it. But now, we have a win over Arsenal, and to be fair, this is our last very big game. This is one of our last quote-unquote top 4 teams that we have to take on. The rest here, aside from Leicester, are all teams down below who are fighting for relegation. So that's great news, and as you can see, we end this episode still back on top by 2 points. Things are about to get good, and I cannot wait to see if we take on the league title, but that's going to end this episode of Career Mode. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, guys, and ta-ra.